Hello and welcome to my video. In this week we're going to be trying to live, and all the food I consume within a 7-day period is going to be purchased with nothing but this. Here are the rules of the challenge. My budget is £7 for 7 days, we've already established this. I am limited to 3 reduced to clear items, yellow sticker items, because if I could have as many as I want, this challenge would be dead easy. All my calories must come from food. No liquid calories are allowed. Water is free. Black tea and coffee is allowed, not included in cost. I must have at least 3 meals per day or large snacks. Regular items such as cooking fat, salt, pepper and herbs are allowed. Urban foraging is permitted but not to be used excessively. Okay, one of the first items I purchased from Farm Foods was this 500g bag of oat flakes, 49p. This is really good, it's packed with energy and it's going to get us through 5 breakfasts. The items I purchased from Morrison's, this jar of strawberry jam for 42p, that was a good buy. This packet of sage and onion stuffing mix, designed, to add a bit of flavour. This is not the most calorically dense, but for 30p it's going to add a bit of flavour to whatever we have. 1 tin of garden peas from, this was 28p. 1 packet of salted peanuts, 200 grams, this was 59p. A box of pasta sauce. Again, it's not very calorically dense, but for 47p it's going to add some flavour to the pasta. The old staple favourite of budget living, baked beans, 2 tins of these at 26p each, which is 52p. Right, I got lucky with these on the day, and this is one of my reduced to clear tokens I've used up, and it was to get these 6 eggs for 60p, and they should have been £2. So that's a good source of protein, and they can be good snacks, and bolster any meal that we make. So that's all the stuff we got from Morrison's. The Morrison's receipt. The second reduced to clear item that I purchased was this bag of roast baking potatoes from Home Bargains for the measly sum of 30p. Now, I was genuinely worried about getting some vegetable in this for the budget, but we managed to pull it off. And just because they're baking potatoes doesn't mean you have to bake with them, but they probably will. The Home Bargains receipt. This 1 kilogram bag of long range rice is going to form a lot of our meals, and this is 52p, and this is great because this is packed with calories. Next on the list is this 500g packet of spaghetti. This was 28p, and it's going to make up a number of our dishes. To flavour our rice for the bulk of our dishes, we're going to use this curry sauce. It's not calorically dense, but it's the flavour, and this was 49p. Next, we have these custard cream biscuits. These are calorifically dense, and these are going to be our snacks, and they're really good, and this was 60p a pack for 400 grams worth. For our bread, we're going to be using this packet of wholemeal medium sliced. This was 55p. This packet of digestive biscuits, same again, this is going to be a snack, but these are calorifically rich, and this was 59p. So that is everything we purchased for this challenge. And the 2 Tesco receipts. Next, here is a complete cost breakdown of everything I purchased for this challenge, and the 2 that are highlighted in yellow were reduced to clear. Okay, next is the energy content of each item purchased, and it does take a little bit of working out, but the numbers presented are in kilocalories, or calories, depending on who you talk to, just how much you get from each one. So all that, it's all numbers, right? Baking potatoes. So you get a total of this, and that goes into that. Okay? And that presents us with a little bit of a problem. So this is my basic vitals. And based on that, this is what the internet says I need to maintain my weight. 2,692 kilocalories. The only problem is we're getting 2.5. So every day, according to this, the best estimates is I'm going to be 100 calories per day short on this challenge. So that means I'm going to experience mild weight loss, which, considering how much I weigh, isn't the worst thing in the world. Right, so this is the menu I've devised for the challenge that we're doing up. And as you can see, I'm covered for every single day. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get the hot water on the go. We'll put a little bit of salt in there, and we're going to boil up all 1 kilogram of this rice. We're going to boil it all up because we're going to need it. Most of it will go for making curry dishes, but we'll use some for something else I got planned. With 5 of the eggs, we are going to boil them so we have snacks from Monday to Friday, because there's nothing wrong with a boiled egg as a snack. It's protein, it's dense, and it'll plug holes in my hunger if I happen to have any. Right, so one thing I've done, because I'm going to need them separate, is I've taken this tin of beans, par open the lid, and I've poured the juice out into a bowl because I just want the beans for the recipe I need. This will not be wasted, this will be used in something else, but I need to separate the beans from the liquor. And tell you what, that's a very strong smell of sugar in that sauce, but that might actually come in handy because we're going to need all the energy we can get. One of the things we're going to do is bake the stage and onion stuffing mix into this large bar, and then we're going to boil it, bake it as per instructions on the back, and then we're going to cut these into bars, and these are going to provide additional snack energy, just for a bit more variety. Right, so to make our curry sauce, we're going to use the whole jar. We're going to use a tin of beans minus the juice, and then we're also going to use this jar of peas, and these two are just to bulk out the curry to give it a bit more body, so it's actually not just rice and sauce. So we've got the curry sauce on the cooker with the beans and the peas, just getting them heated up so we can then add them to the ready-made meal containers that we've got standing by. Okay, so for the first dish we're doing 6 vegetable curries, good sized portions, so we're not going to go hungry. The beans, peas and curry sauce, and there's 6 of these in all, and these are going to do us from Monday to Saturday. With the other half of the rice dishes, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a blob of jam, and I'm going to have 6 like poor man's rice puddings. I mean, mix it in, it'll be alright, it'll go down easy enough. But yeah, that's 6 more. These are my desserts for the week. Well, meal desserts anyway. 15 slices of bread from the pack, because there's 22 slices in there. We have made jam sandwiches. We've left a little bit in there to put in our porridge, well, some of the days. And this is what we're going to be eating. This is more snack work, like strawberry sandwiches. Yeah. So we've got the pasta sauce. We scraped it all out using the spatula. We've got our pasta sauce, and then we're going to add our bean juice just to give us a bit more bulk, so we can make more sauce for the pasta that we're cooking on the stove right now. Yep, we're cooking the pasta now, the whole packet of it, 500 grams worth. This should be enough for 8 decent portions. So this is all the pasta and the pasta sauce. So obviously it's going to be a bit thinly spread, and the bean juice to bulk out the pasta sauce just a little bit. So we've got 6 pasta dishes. Whilst I'm at work, this is going to be my snack box, where I'm going to keep all the items I'm going to be considered snacks for each day. So we've got 40 grams of the peanuts, 1 of the boiled eggs sliced in half, 5 custard cream biscuits, so it's my fault for breaking them, 4 digestive biscuits, and a piece of the stuffing when it cools down, because you can't cut it when it's hot, burning hot. You've got to wait for it to cool down. Right, because we've left having breakfast today very late because it's been absolutely roasting, I've just not been hungry. The first meal of today is going to be 3 rounds of toast, well 2 actually, because that's going to be 2. We're going to fry this egg, shallow fry, and half this tin of beans that goes on the top. So yeah, right, I'm going to cook that and see you in a minute. Plain bread, 2 rounds of toast. There's the egg, well, it broke apart in the pan, but never mind, it's still edible. And then we add the beans. Right. Excuse me whilst I go and eat this, because I'm actually getting quite hungry. I've just eaten that, and that was actually better than I was expecting. The bread's a little rough on the tongue, but it tastes fine. The egg was fine. Considering these are the cheapest beans I could find, they actually taste pretty good. So if you're on a bit of a budget and you need some beans, the Morrison's own brand beans are perfectly acceptable. Yeah, good start, good meal. I feel satisfied with that. I did eat it quite quickly, but apart from that, yeah, first meal of the day, good. Right, it's time for my midday snack. I say midday, it is 6 o'clock. But yeah, I'm going to have my 4 digestive biscuits, 3 custard creams, and a cup of decaf coffee. Yeah, yum. Well, I did have this. This is, well, it's gone off now, but this is how I'm actually going to have to weigh out my oats and measure them. And be completely fair, these actually look like fairly good oats. There's not a lot of dust in this, so this is actually a bit of a hidden gem. These are really good oats for the money. So breakfasts aren't going to be as bad as I thought they were going to be. This is actually going to be all right. Okay, the end of day 2, and whilst I was at work, before I started my shift, I had the jam sandwiches because I could down them quick and easy. First break, I had the porridge, which went down really smooth. This is really good oats, so to be fair, the oats part of the breakfast is going to be fine. I'd give them a 6 or 7 out of 10. They're good oats with water. I had the curry for dinner, which wasn't the most exciting. Give that a 4 out of 10. And now, for evening meal, I'm going to have my spaghetti with tomato sauce and bean juice. I'll let you know how it tastes afterwards. Okay, I have just finished the pasta meal on day 2, and I'll give the pasta meal its due. It's a lot easier to consume than the rice meal. It's because there's actually enough sauce to coat the pasta and to slide down easily enough. I was able to eat this quite quickly within a few minutes. Flavour rating, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I mean, it's a standard issue pasta dish. It's not the best, but it's not bad either. It's easy to eat, and that's a key thing for one of these budget food challenges. If it's easy to eat, that's a big win. Right, snack review. I'm going to reveal what I thought about all of the snacks that I had today. Digestive biscuits, solid choice. Custard cream biscuits, solid choice. Nice little bit of sweet punch. The peanuts were a good choice. They were kind of very bitty. Eggs, yep, nothing really. I think the mistake, to be fair, was the stuffing mix bar. I mean, it is flavoursome, I'll give it that, but it's not the easiest thing to drink, and you do need to down it with some water because it's very dry. But apart from that, I think the 5 snacks I chose to like plug the gaps in between the meals, very solid choice. Right, one of the things I wanted to talk about as I'm on day 4 at the end is I actually did some maths and figured out how many kilocalories per pound spent you actually get for ingredients, and the results are actually quite surprising. Now, for the porridge oats, we get 3,640. That's a good one, so that's above. That's quite good. Strawberry jam is 2,400, and that's the only good one from Morrison's. The rest, peanuts is still a good one though, just over 2,000. And the roast potatoes, the baking potatoes were 3,536, but I think we can exclude that one because it was a reduced item. We just got lucky. But the key 2 best ones were the spaghetti at over 7,000 per pound. 7,000 kilocalories of energy per pound, and the rice, which is not that far behind, at 6,923 kilocalories per pound. The only difference between is the spaghetti is far easier to eat than the rice. And as for the snacks, the biscuits come out good. You know, the custard creams, 3,266 kilocalories per pound spent, and the wholemeal bread is 3,240, you know, over 3,000, which is good. And it's the same for the digestive biscuits. So if I were to do this challenge again, one of the things I would focus on is kilocalories per pound, and maybe load up on the bulk of my energy with like high kilocalorie foods, and then just flavor it with something, or to add it, improve health. Because this challenge might get done again in the near future, but without the mistakes I've made this time around. I'll keep you posted. Next, we're gonna make our chips with 1 baking potato. Now, I know you shouldn't use baking potatoes for this, but screw it, we don't have anything else. So I'm just going to chop these into chunks because I'm not going to waste them. Yeah, there's no point in peeling them because it's just a waste. Yep, we've chopped them all up and that's our chips. There's actually a reasonable portion. You know, each potato is, what, 175 grams. So that's actually about a normal recommended serving of chips. So just going to wait for the chip pan to warm up and then enjoy. Yep, they've just gone in and we'll have them in a few minutes. So to go with our chips that we're going to have for this evening, we're going to have 1 round of bread and butter, and the butter has come from this pack of low pack spreadable. Like I mentioned before, I've got this in Witherspoons when I had a breakfast a couple of weeks ago, so it is classed as urban salvage. As we can see, we've buttered the bread. We've only used half of it. We're going to save the other half for another time because we're not rich on resources, so we'll save that for a jacket potato. Yeah, they turned out alright actually. Not the crunchiest, but you know, they turned out okay. So now we're just going to add some salt, a bit of flavour, and a bit of vinegar. You know, it's just a British thing. Now we're going to enjoy those with our round of bread. Right, I've just finished my chips with a piece of bread. There was just enough to make 2 like half butties, and they were fine. Overall, considering that it's a baking potato, they were actually really nice. You know, salt and pepper helped, of course, but it was just like a good small meal. Can't complain. They turned out very good in the fryer, so yeah, that was another good meal. Okay, we're near the end of day 5. I'll have my curry later, but basically one of the things I have done is because of the time of year, the plum trees where I live are ripening. These are not. I can just go and pick them, so I've been picking these. Just to give me something fruity to eat, because yeah, 5 days without fruit, oh, you feel it. Alright, here we go. So, overall the experiment didn't go too badly. I did lose a bit of weight, but then again, at my age, it's not the bad thing. So let's tot up the items that we thought were good buys and not so good. Porridge oats, yeah, they were a good buy. Strawberry jam, I would buy that again. Stuffing mix, nah, they were a mistake. Garden peas, they were fine. Peanuts, they were fine. Pasta sauce, yeah, that was fine. Beans, yep. I'm not going to count that because it was a bargain buy. The rice, I would not buy that again, just because I couldn't eat it all. I would buy the pasta again, and because obviously I'm not buying the rice again, I'm not going to be buying the curry sauce again. So I would buy the custard creams again, wholemeal bread was fine, and the digestives. So if I was to do this challenge again, all the ones with ticks I would buy again, but the ones with the X's and the special offer ones I wouldn't get again. So overall, this week didn't go too badly. The weight loss was expected, but I didn't expect it to be as severe as it was. However, it was a good discipline exercise, and we'll see how we go again if there is a next time. For now, bye for now.